All right, I'd like to welcome everybody to episode 7 of the Heal Me podcast. I'd like to, I do want to apologize for my absence. It's been like 2 weeks, I think, since I've done an episode. Life's been pretty busy, real busy. A lot of people don't know my personal life. A lot of people don't know what it is that I got going on. And I don't like to describe it as problems or nothing like that because it's really not. It's just day to day life. I'm trying to go a different route in life, and it's not difficult. It's not. Life is all really what we make it, and I'm barely coming to that conclusion now. I'm about to be 32 years old, and it's all in the mind. I didn't. I never understood any of that. And I've just been taking this time after I came out with episode 6 of the free will. And I've just been testing myself, testing my thoughts, testing my mind, manifesting, understanding. I have to understand. I don't know if I'm an overthinker or I was an overthinker, but I know that I have to make sense. Things have to make sense. It has to. And I understand like everything happens for a reason. And I understand that now too. But I have to make sense of why things happen. I have to make sense of everything. I have to make sense of everything. And I've come to like the new conclusion that it's all in the mind. Our thoughts create our reality. And somebody once told me that, change your mind, change your world. And I didn't understand that because it's like, I know what I'm feeling and I can feel it in my soul that this situation's not good. Or was I creating it? Was I creating it? I'll talk to my cousin too, and it's like, man, I knew that person was going to do me wrong. Or was that my intuition? Or was that my mind? Did I make sure that that person did me wrong because I was thinking it the whole time? Or was it my intuition? And that's where I do get confused sometimes because I don't know if it's my intuition or is it my thoughts? Am I creating it? Because we are our own universe. We are our own worlds. Because the way that we think, everybody else doesn't think that way. I have my own perspective on love. I have my own perspective on how life should be. I have my own perspective on parenting. I have my own perspective on working a 9 to 5. I have my own perspective on the goals that I want in life, as well do everybody else. So this is my world, and how I think is my world. This is my universe. I can think of that I'm a bad person. I can think, judging myself from the past because I deal a lot with guilt. If I feed into that guilt and I let it trick my mind into thinking that I am that just because I made some mistakes. Now, if I continue to make those mistakes, then I think I'm accepting what my mind is telling me. We develop these behaviors and we tell ourselves because it's in our mind that this is who we are, but it's not. And so as I'm going through life and I'm testing out these theories, that's what I've been doing for the past 2 weeks, is really testing my abilities to change my world, change my mind, focus. it all really goes back to those sayings, those quotes. You know, you can do anything you set your mind to it. You know, if you just focus, don't be distracted. If I could focus on getting better, then I'm going to get better. It's going to take some time, though. And that's something that I got to work on is patience. And so I'm working on patience just with myself, because if I can't even be patient with myself, I can't be patient with nobody else. I can't be patient with my children. I can't be patient with a female if I allow a female into my world. And things are going to go south. And so trying to test out this theory that I can change my world, you know, each individual, I believe, is their own universe, is their own world. And the way that I think and the way that I choose is how I view life. And if I let somebody get close to me, whether it be friends, family, and as well as my children, because I'm showing them my theory but their mind is going to train them to be their own world. But it's up to me if I want to share my thoughts on a situation, share my thoughts on a topic, share my thoughts on love, share my thoughts on relationships, share my thoughts on the world, share my thoughts. It's all your thoughts. This is me. I'm gonna bring you into my world. But I have to understand that some people are damaged, and they're trained and they're shown different ways on it altered their perspective on love. It alters their perspective on what a family should be. And it's up to me if I allow those people to come into my life and I become one with them, or I collide, you know, like when stars hit each other, planets, you know, they collide, and then I let you into my world and you let me into your world, and I can see and I could feel, and you could show me your perspective on things. And things can get bad. And then that's where conflict will come into play. And you have to try to understand other people. Try, but I in no way feel like my perspective is the only way, no. But if I know in my soul that the way that this person views a topic is not right, you know, then I have to choose to walk away from that person. Or I can change my mind and try to be like them. I could change my mind and let them alter my mind into believing how they view a topic is the right way. And now I've damaged my world. I'm becoming something now that's not me, because I've done it. You know, I've been there for 4 years. And that's where we take people's advice and we can either act on it or you can stay true to yourself. You know, what is your perspective on love? What is your perspective on life? How should it be? You know, I believe, I know some people don't know. I was abandoned. Me and my brother were abandoned by our biological father. And either in his mind or somebody may have told him that it's best just to abandon his kids. I in no way feel like that's the right way to go, because I've done it and I couldn't live with myself. I was drinking heavy, dealing with that guilt. I couldn't move on with life and start another family with someone else. My kids got to come with me. But if I chose to be like my biological father, now I'm in his world. If I chose to tell my mind, well, my father did it to me, I could do it. That's the right way. That's somebody. That's an adult. That's somebody that I could look up to. But now I'm letting his mindset, his world collide with mine, going judging off of what he's done, his actions. Oh, well, you're doing it, I'm going to do it too. It's either like a revenge game, or you're letting other people control your world, control your mind. Life is all one mind game. And that's why they say, like, you got to control your thoughts. I didn't understand that, because I would tell myself, there ain't no way. There's no way that what I'm thinking is real. There's no way that I'm creating a reality with my thoughts. And so I start putting it to the test. You think it. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. I didn't understand that. And that's why I say the Bible and spirituality, they fall in line together. Because it's fate. That's how I look at it. It's fate. No matter how much we try to get away from the Bible, get away from God, I feel like he's going to find a way to get to us, even if he has to alter this spirituality. It's the same thing. You are your world. Change your mind, change your world. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. God knows the desires of our heart, and he'll give it to us. If I'm sitting there every day and I'm not taking time to be with my family, what do you want? What do you think you want? If I choose to not make it work with my partner, and I think the grass is greener on the other side, I'm going to get it. And then I'm going to find out that it's not what I thought, because I've been there. I've come to the conclusion as well that we make a lot of choices. And the reason we make these choices is because we think there's no consequence. But there's consequences to everything that we choose to do. Whether it's good or bad, if you do good, you're going to get a good consequence in return. If you do bad, you're going to get bad consequences in return. So if I'm constantly having good thoughts, I'm going to get good results. If I'm constantly having bad thoughts, I'm going to get bad results. And so I've really been, these past 2 weeks, it's been a real battle in my mind. I'm at war with myself every day. We all are. And at some point, I gotta choose to give in to like temptation. Choose to give in to the bad thoughts. Or fight against it. Fight. And it's a battle. It's a battle, man. I'm telling you. I've never experienced this. That's why I'm saying, like, and that's why I choose to look at life completely different now. Because I've never experienced this. And a lot of people are not aware of it. They just tell themselves, it's life. Move on. Keep going. And then you fall into the cycle. You stay on that cycle, but you can control it. You can change it. It's all in the mind. It's your mindset. If you want a family, if you want good things, you got to have good thoughts. Think good about the family. Think good about your job. Think good about your finances. Think good. Be happy. It's hard. And I know in this day and age, man, it's hard. But if you can think it, it'll happen. That's where I put it together that that's manifesting. Yes, you can speak it out into the universe, but I think that that's just a form of manifesting. Because if you speak it, write it down, it's all about starting to believe it. If you're screaming it out every day, if you're telling yourself every day, you believe it. Because you're tricking your mind into believing the things that you're saying. That's why I say it's all a mind game. And then, so I chose to not even speak it. Don't write it down. Think it. I'm going straight to the source. I'm going straight to the source, and I take it to my mind, and I think it, and I imagine it. Because I got a huge imagination. Always. I've always had a huge imagination. That's why I can come up with films. I can write things, and I think that that's why when I love somebody, I love deep, I love hard. Because that's what I feel love is supposed to be. And I'm not saying that I'm perfect. I'm not saying that I'm better than anybody. We all have our own perspective of love. But when I think of love, I think of protection. I'm going to protect you. I want to show you and make you feel how I imagine you. And now, if I come across a damaged person that's constantly been cheated on or abused, and then they choose to forgive that other person that's done that damage to them because that person that's done the damage tells them they love them. Now they're telling their mind, this is what love is. And so now, in every relationship they get in after that person, what that person has taught them and altered their mind into thinking what love is. Now, that damaged person has crossed my path, and I'm trying to explain, I'm trying to instill, I'm trying to show you my world of love. And we're at war with each other now. Because your perspective on love is trying to tear down my perspective of love and instill your perspective. So now I have a choice. I have a choice to let people into my world and let me love you, or let you into my world so you can damage my perspective on love because your perspective on love is damaged. So right now I do got some heavy barriers up. I don't and like I don't want to say, because like that's how it was like a year ago. Like I got no hope. And at some extent that is true. But I don't think it's bad. You know, I just recently went to a function, a spirituality function, and there was a dude there, and he was like giving out not lessons, but kind of like cleansings. You know, he would do something with the body. He'd make you lay down on a table, and like it's all energy. You know what I mean? And so like he's trying to cleanse the energy. You know, fight off the negativity, whatever. And then my colleague, he asked him. He was like, "You get a lot of girls like that?" And he's all like, "Nah, man." He's like, "I'm not." He goes, "I don't think relationships are for me. I got a different soul contract." And that stuck to me. you know, I felt like that's me. I got a different soul contract because, yes, I'm here. I'm here in this world. And, I get with people and I let them into my world. And after things don't work out, I become angry or I choose to get angry. But now it's like I've come to peace with it, because it's my world. And yes, I wanted people to be a part of my world and see how, it's not going to be perfect. It ain't going to be great. But what you've been shown, because like I'm saying, like I'm not trying to put myself on no pedestal, but it's like it can change. It can be better. Let's be better together. But then people will come into my world, whether it be friends, romantic, family, and I have fallen victim to it, to let them alter my world, alter my perspective on life, alter how I think it should be. And that's why I say, man, there ain't no way that this is the way it's supposed to be. So now I have a whole new perspective and I find peace within it. That maybe I'm not here to experience what everybody else is experiencing, because everybody's doing it and I have done it as well. But did I enjoy it? Nah. Did I let it alter my perspective on how I think it should be? Yeah. Am I okay with it? No. And I'm not sure how the world feels about it. But why do we keep doing it? Because society tells us that that's the way it's supposed to be. So we're letting society tell us, we're letting other people tell us how to live our life. We're letting society, we're letting other people that we trust, it could be family members. It's people that we tell love us. Just, oh, well, just start talking to somebody else. Just, I've known family people, like people that are in families, brothers, sisters, whatever, they screw over their own brother and sister because it's not personal, it's business. Is that the way it's supposed to be? I don't think so. But we let other people's perspective, other people's worlds collide with us and our worlds, which is our mindsets. We are our own universe. And we let those people come in and destroy our perspective on love, destroy our perspective on loyalty, destroy our perspective on the universe, our mindsets. I've been there, I've done it. And I choose not to do it anymore because I know in my soul that that's not the way it's supposed to be. This isn't the way it's supposed to be. There's no way, because it would feel good. So why do I feel good being by myself? Why do I feel like an outcast? Because I can't do it. I've done it and I've tried to do it again and I can't do it. It's like I've grown from it. It doesn't feel good. And it's just those people's worlds. It may feel good to them. And that's why I say you can't try to fit in. You can't try to change your mindset. Do not try. Be yourself. Who are you? Do you know who you are? Or have you been mind altered by everybody you've collided with? And now your mind is scrambled. Your mindset is scrambled. Your world is gonna be scrambled. Because that's how you view life. That's how you view the world. That's how your mindset, this is what your mind is gonna create. I tapped into some very dark things because my mind was dark. This all happened like 4 years ago. After, if you've kept up with my episodes, then you know where my story. So after I did all that, I jumped into some very dark things, and sometimes I tell myself that I created it because it was all in my mind, but it was real. It became real. I would see these things and they would manifest. They would appear in front of me. They would appear on the ceilings. They would appear in the corners. They would appear in the dark places. And people could see it on me. I would go hang out with people back when I was drinking heavy, and people would tell me that, we were just hanging out. I don't know if I had bad intentions or not. I was drinking a lot back then. And these people would tell me, like, man, I had a dream about something last night. And I'd be like, well, what was it? And this person told me, like, I was standing outside the bar and there was this guy that had tattoos all over him, but I couldn't see his face because he had a hoodie on. And they told me to stay away from you. And so it's like, I saw this other video, and it was an interview, I believe, with like a doctor or maybe like a psychologist, something like that. And he said that the thing about it is that once you put these glasses on given by the universe, you'll start to see things the way that they are. And you can't take them off. You can't give them to everyone else because I can't make y'all see what I see. But my world is constantly changing. I've done went dark. And I'm changing my mindset to the good. I'm coming back to light because that's what I want. But I have to change it. I have to fight. I can't let other people's perspectives and their mindsets alter my mindset. And I can't let no distractions get in the way of that. Because we'll constantly get thrown distractions to keep our mindset down at that low frequency. If you can change your mind, you can change your world. Because we are the creators of our own universe. I'm not saying there ain't no God. But I know God can hear our thoughts. God is all knowing. He knows our thoughts. He knows our heart. He knows what we're going to do before we even do it. But what gives us the free will? Because of our mind, what I think, how I view the world. But if I can change my thoughts, I can change my world to good. I've been in these places like clubs, bars, and I've seen young women. And they're here with these older gentlemen, and I've seen them giving them that money, paying them for, I guess, services. I'm not sure. And me being in those places and seeing those things altered my mind and how I view the world, how I view women, how I view men. And so I have the choice right there to continue to view everyone like that. I'm letting their world collide with mine, their mindsets collide with mine. And I'll start to view everybody like that because I'm letting what I've seen alter my mind and letting it change my world. And I'll become angry. You know what I mean? I'll become angry, and it's like oh, you ain't no good. You know what I mean? Just because a person chooses to do things, I can't let it change my world. I need to leave their world. I understand that maybe that girl didn't have a father. You know, she maybe she has father issues, and that's how she views the world. I can't let her mindset alter my mindset. I have my view on love. I have my view on relationships. I have my view on sexuality. I can't let nobody else's world collide with mine. I can try to bring somebody, and that's why I make these episodes, because this is just a view. This is an insight into my mind, aka into my world, because I lost myself, because I wanted to fit in. I collided with a bunch of people's worlds, a bunch of people's mindsets. And this is me on my healing process, back on the road. Not, I want to say back, but on my road to finding myself again. Because I know that this ain't the way it's supposed to be. I know that a lot of people are just damaged, bad, severely damaged. And we run back to the things that damage us because that's the distraction. That's the trauma. That's the cycle calling us back. And the addictions will keep us trapped there because it becomes an addiction to talk to multiple people because we're damaged and the world tells us to keep keep your options open just in case. Or we got with somebody and that was their view on how relationships should be. Keep your options open just in case. Keep a side chick just in case. Keep a side dude just in case. Get you a sugar daddy. And I've seen videos on that too. I'm doing a lot of studying. But me watching these videos, I have to trick my mind and I have to tell my mind, everybody's not like that. Because that's why you have to be careful what you watch, careful what you listen to. Because I think, like, I think, we listen to music about fucking around. We listen to music about fucking hoes. We're saying the lyrics, even with my music. That's why I make a lot of, I make a lot of love songs, because like I got a view on love. And so when I make the music videos too, I try to bring you into my world a little bit more of my imagination. But yeah, I do have songs like the whole Mad Demo. I wrote that in a very bad place. I wrote that in a very bad mindset. My world had been altered. And that's why with the Mad Demo, it is named off of a song, Mad, that I have on there. And the song is basically about everyone being mad at us for doing what they can't. But also, off the album cover, it is me. In the original picture, I'm not smiling. But then I went in and I crossed my eyes out and I put I put like a smile face. I drew a smile over my mouth because I was mad. When I wrote all that, when I wrote all that music, I was pissed off. I was pissed off at the world. But why? Because I let people alter my mindset. I collided my world with other people's worlds. I dived into a world that I'm not for. I'm not with it. And I've had somebody tell me that. My kid's mother, we were going through a lot like 4 years ago. Separation. We had been together for 12 years, and she knew the game. You know, like I said, I grew up a little bit different. Having being not so being not being attractive to society on what society tells us. You know what I'm saying? I was severely overweight, 420 pounds. And so society tells us that that's not beauty. That's not attractive. Even sometimes still, like I do got some skin, some loose skin. And like I got my shirt off, and like I know it offends some people, but I kind of don't care because this is my world. You know what I'm saying? This is my world. You know, like I'm cool with myself. You know what I'm saying? This is who I am. This is my world, and I can't let just because you don't like it. I'm not living for you. But growing up like that, you don't get a lot of attention. I don't. I didn't have like a gang of females after me as a kid. I didn't experience all that till now, till 27. You know what I'm saying? I started to get that attention. But it's like my kid's mother knew because she's been in that world. You know what I mean? She's been there with multiple dudes. You know what I'm saying? Like, and she told me, you ain't built for this. And I didn't understand it then, but I understand it now. I'm not built to fuck around. I'm not built to just go in and have casual sex with people and it not mean anything because that's not my world. And that's why I stay out of it. I've been in it. I've been in it. I played the game because I'm trying to fit in. I'm trying to see the world from everyone else's point of view. And that's not my world. That is not my view on love. That's not my view on family. That's not my view on how things are supposed to be. And I need to be true to myself because I'm letting everyone tarnish. I'm letting everyone's change my mindset. Even like last night, I went into the club because we had a function on this strip. And there's a club there, and I went in there, and it just didn't feel the same. I didn't drink. I have no desire for it. And I went back outside, and I was with my kids, man, and there was no other place I'd rather be. With my kids, packing up the supply, packing up the merchandise that we're selling. And that felt great. So why wouldn't I continue to do what feels good to me? Not going out and getting attention from people. Nah, man, let me chop it up with you. Look, this is what we got for sale. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I like, man. Just to be, and my kids are right there and they're watching me. And I had to get my son and I had to just show him, look, this is how you do it. This is because he was scared at first. This is how you do it. Watch me. I told him, you know what? He's all, where do I start? I said, watch what I'm doing. And so then he started to do it. And I was talking to my daughter and I was all like, man, I've come a long way, huh? I was like, this time last year, I would have left y'all's asses right here and went inside that barn when got wasted. I didn't like that world. And I had to change my world. And that's where you put your mind, set your mind to it. Whatever you set your mind to, you could do it. I was even watching that movie, The Matrix here. And like that movie came out in like 1999, 1998, something like that. Somewhere right there in the 90s. And yeah, I watched it as a kid and it's cool because it's an action film, but you understand that it's all in the mind. That movie is all in the mind. They're jumping from building to building, rooftop to rooftop. They're dodging bullets because it's in the mind. That's the world. And the computers don't want us. That in the movie, the computers, you know what I mean? The Agent Smith, he was trying to stop him because Neo, the one, he gonna change it. He gonna change everything. They're dodging bullets because it's in their mind. You know, even in the beginning, Morpheus had called Trinity on the phone, and he's telling her they're coming up, and then she starts to get doubt. She's all fuck, and he said, "Focus, you can do this," because she didn't think she could. But as soon as you let that doubt into your mind, it's gonna happen. And so that's what I've been doing. I've just been testing my mind, and that's why you gotta be careful with what you listen to, careful with what you watch, on what you choose to believe. Even the tarot cards, I'll be doing that too. But I had to stop because I wanted to see if it would stop doing what I thought it was doing, and it stopped. It's all about if I choose to believe it. And that's why they tell us to tell ourselves that words are spells, because it's spelling. So if you tell yourself that you're a piece of shit, you're going to start to believe it. If you tell yourself you're a good mom, you're going to believe it. Yeah, you ain't. It's just like being in the gym, though, because you have to train your mind. If I go to the gym for one day, I ain't going to be all buff. I'm not going to get muscles. But if I go consistently, I'll start to see results. And so that's what I was doing. These past 2 weeks, I took a break from the episodes. I've been working on more business. I've been working on promotion. I've been working on songs and getting like big artist names on them. But first, I had to think it. I had to think it. I had to imagine it. I had to see myself there. And it's all happening. I've been through a lot these past 2 years. And I did a lot with it still. Because I said, it's like in the beginning, people would tell me, just, move on, pick up somebody else, start talking to somebody else. But nah, I got to figure out what happened because it keeps happening. Is it my mind? Am I doing it? But I'm choosing to sit with my thoughts when I have the time to it. You know what I mean? And try to understand. And I do understand. I'm understanding because that's the closure that I need. I don't need it from the people that have come into my world and left it damaged. I don't need it from them. I understand. And that's why now I choose, and it only makes sense to me, is if I let you into my world, even as a friend, as a lover, anybody, if I'm going to let you into my world, I got to understand that you're going to come and things could get altered. And it's up to me if I'm going to let you alter it. And if you got a good perspective on it, then by all means, okay, I didn't see it that way, and that makes a lot of sense. I like that. I'm gonna keep that, and I have to log it into my mind, into my world, and it could change my world for the good. It could change it for the bad, but I'm not gonna let things alter my world to be bad anymore, because then you got control over me. Like another thing, I want to share this with you. It was like at the beginning, like 2 weeks ago. And it's like I wanted to test it out. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking about everything that's happened to me these past 2 years. And I'm telling myself, like, I can't be angry with it. I can't let it alter my world. I need to try and look at this from a different perspective, from a better perspective. What happened to me, it's gonna change me to be a better parent. I told myself that. I told myself, man, I'm gonna be the best dad. And I have to thank that person for coming in here and showing me, waking me up to what's going on in the world. And I'm telling myself that because of that's what happened to me, I'm gonna be the best dad. And I know it's gonna take some time, but I find myself enjoying being a dad more because I'm changing my world to that's one of my main focuses. And I thank the trauma that I experienced for that. That's why I say, like, the consequences can be good, the consequences can be bad. It all depends on how you look at things. If you go to war, and yeah, we got PTSD. You know what I'm saying? People can develop PTSD from the war. But now, if you choose to look at it like you're a survivor, I survived. That's what I tell myself these past 2 years, man. I survived because I didn't think I was ever going to make it out. I thought it was going to kill me. I thought it was going to take me. That's how it felt. That's how my world felt. It felt very evil. It felt demonic. It felt cloudy, dark, because that's how I viewed the world. But because I went through that, now I know that life ain't for me. I'm going to be a good dad. I'm going to be the best dad. I'm going to change the world. I just know I am. Because that's my soul contract. All that other stuff I don't think is for me. Or maybe I'm telling myself that and now I believe it. But I find peace in that. So is that wrong? Or maybe that's me finding myself that that's not meant for me. This is my soul contract and this is this is my world. And only a certain amount of people are allowed here. You know, I got to learn your mindset. I got to know your mindset. I got to see your world that you're creating. And you can either come in and I can let you alter my mindset, alter my view on things, or I can spot it from the beginning. And I can cut ties with you right there, not even tie anything. You start to see, like people say, those red flags. You can see them in just people in general. It doesn't have to be romantic. But the mind is powerful. And that's why they say, whatever you speak, you believe it. You write it down every day. You start to believe it. You'll start to see it. And that's what I'm doing now. It's all in the mind. How you see the world. I quit my job. I don't got that backup, but money can always be made. I had to change my mind. I had to start seeing things differently, completely different. You can recreate your world every day. With good thoughts, good things will happen. Bad thoughts, bad things gonna happen. You are your own universe. Your thoughts are powerful because it'll change the way you think. What you listen to is being told to you, and then you'll start to view the world that way. And that's why, like, man, the song Heal Me, man, like, I don't even know. I just wrote it. But it's probably like my inner thoughts, my inner world was trying to call me back because, man, I love that song. And I don't know why. It's just a part of my imagination. It's a part of me, but it is how I think. That's why you listen to music. If you go talk to the artist, like they'll tell you, like, I wrote that. I was listening to a lot of The Weeknd. I was listening to a lot of Drake at the time. I was listening, but they were in a mindset when they wrote those songs. And so what you listen to will create your world. What you see, what you watch will create your world. What you believe creates your world. And that's why 4 years ago, I used to always say, where did God go? Because I had created a world off of hurt, off of pain. And I was inflicting pain on others because they were coming into my world. And now I've learned, and I was letting those people come in and alter my world, alter my thoughts, alter on how I view things. But now I stay true to myself, and I don't let nobody alter how I view love. I view love the way I view it. People view love the way they view it. And I can't let nobody come in and alter that. I parent the way I parent. I love my kids the way I love my kids. I cannot let nobody come in and alter how I view on how you should love your children. Because if I allow it, it'll change. Try to tell me that I'm not raising my kids right as far as showing them love. Yes, they need discipline. Yes, they need to be corrected. But I don't think that children should be abandoned for our own selfish needs, because I've done it. I've done it and it didn't feel good. But so I know that that's not a part of my world. That's somebody else's world. And if they can live with themselves, then that's their world. And I can't let them alter my mind, alter my world on how I think it should be. I have to stay true to myself. And if I was staying true to myself, I would have never got myself into those situations. Change your mind, change your world. I understand that now. Give yourself time and you'll see the results. Don't act impulsively, because that's your mind playing tricks on you. This person's doing this person's doing that. I think this person's doing that. I think. As a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. You will get the desires of your heart. If you're constantly thinking about that stuff, you're going to get it. And you'll find out that the grass ain't green on the other side. And now you're stuck with the decision that you've made. And it's going to take some time to make it right. Everything plays a factor on everything. Good thoughts, good consequences. Bad thoughts, bad consequences. Do not let anybody come into your world and change how you view it. Because if you're not strong-minded, you're going to fall victim to a damaged world, damaged perspectives. We're all placed here for a reason, and it's to change the world. These are just my thoughts. These are just my perspective on the world. And this is my world that I'm expressing to everyone else. Is it the right way? It feels right to me. And that's all that matters. Do what feels right to you, not what everyone tells you to do. And that's why I have to be careful with what I tell other people. Because I tell them to do what feels right to you. I can only express to you on how I view it. And that's why I try to give the best advice, the best perspective. And I do it from what I think is right. on how I think it should be. I don't think you move on to that next person because your relationship failed right away, because now you got that baggage and you're going to hand it off to the next person. There are some things that you can't work past. But even if you can't work past it, you can't stay mad. Look at it from a different perspective and use it as fuel to better yourself. Use it as fuel to have a good thoughts about it. Look at the brighter side of things. Change your world, change your life. Change your thoughts, change your mind. And it's a battle because I still get mad off of my thoughts. I'll think back and I'll remember and I'll get angry. But I've taken anger management, and even with that, it says we're only mad. We only really get angry for like 2 seconds, 3 seconds. After that, the brain forgets about it, but then it throws it into the memory part of the brain. And we choose to sit and think about it and stay angry. That's how the mind works. The mind is one big head game. Once you learn how to play it, there shouldn't be no issues. Find yourself, be yourself, and you'll find happiness.
I'm gonna call this one Heal Me.
You spend nights in the club and you be around people. You tired of taking drugs, tired of feeling evil. You let these men touch you, said you tired of being single. Said you wanna be submissive cause you tired of feeling equal. You want something different, maybe come and raise some kids with me. Tired of that small town mentality, you want some vitality. Relationships fatality, you see me go for mine and you say that you proud of me. You wanna know how I got so much drive. All the heartbreaks, all the wasted time. It's all about where you set your mind.